we're going to get the mass of the flask and the aluminum foil and the rubber band to secure it with. And our mass is 90.254 grams. And that is for the Erlenmeyer flask, the aluminum foil, and the rubber band that we're going to use to secure it all together. We are now going to take 5 mils of our unknown liquid. We're going to measure it out. And we're going to add it to the flask. So there we are at 5. Get it all in. We're going to secure the top with our aluminum foil all around so it's sealed. And then we'll put on our rubber band as well. And then the last thing that we have to do is we're going to poke a hole on the top. So right here, a pinhole. And now we're going to heat this in our water bath. We have our hot plate set up here with our water bath. We have some boiling chips in the bottom to make sure we're not going to superheat our water. And now we're going to attach our flask with our 5 mils of our unknown liquid in. And make sure it's secure. What we're actually going to do to help us, because we have to see when this is fully gone, we're actually going to tilt this a little bit. This way we can see the liquid pooling in the bottom. And now we're going to lower this down so it'll be submerged in the water. And we're going to heat this up and let it boil until we see no more steam coming from here and no more liquid in the bottom. And then we'll heat it after we see no more steam coming out of the hole. We will heat for another 5 minutes. We'll take the temperature of the water and we'll get the barometric pressure of what the room is at today. So all of the vapor has escaped for the most part. We're going to lift this up, unlock it, lift it. I'll move it to the side. I'm going to wipe the bottom off so you can see there's no liquid in the bottom. So we're going to, no liquid in the bottom. We're going to set this to cool, okay? Right down here. And then we'll get its mass shortly. And the temperature of the water that it's boiling at is at 98 degrees Celsius, okay? So 98 degrees Celsius. Once this cools, what we'll do is we'll take its mass, and then you'll have the mass of the container with the vapor. Our flask has cooled to room temperature. As you can see, a little bit of the vapor condensed on the bottom, but that's okay. We fully wiped down our flask to make sure it's dry. And we're going to just remass it. So here is our new mass. This is with the vapor. This would be 90.518 grams. 90.518 grams. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this apart and we're going to put in another 5 mils and try it again. So I'll just take this off here. I'm going to move the camera slightly so hopefully you can see what we're going to do next. Off goes the rubber band. Remember, we're going to reuse the rubber bands and everything. We want to make sure we get all the liquid out and that we're completely dried. Should be good. Here's our new 5 mils going in of our same unknown. I'm going to put the top back on. Make sure it's secured. I'm going to use our rubber band again, going around all those edges. And we're going to put this back in the water bath and do the exact same thing for trial 2. So here we are again for trial 2. We're heating our liquid. Our unknown is still in here. You can see it cooling at the bottom. But you can see a little bit of the vapor escaping from the pinhole. So hopefully not too much longer. We're going to let this continue to boil. Then we'll take the temp of the water again just to make sure. We'll let it cool down to room temperature like we did with the last one and take its mass again. So this is trial 2 in the works. Our second trial looks like it's done. I've stopped seeing steam come out, or vapor come out. So we're going to unhook this. Sorry, I'll flip it this way so we can see it. We're going to wipe it down. There's no more liquid inside, which is great. So what we're going to do is let this cool to room temperature, and then we are going to get the mass, and we'll go on to one more trial. So we're going to set this down to cool. Our flask has cooled to room temperature. You can see that there is a little bit of liquid back on the bottom from the vapor. So we're going to get its new mass now. The new mass for this one is 90.548 grams. 90.548 grams. We're going to do this one more time. The same exact thing for our third trial. We're going to put in 5 mils, heat it up, and go back and get a new weight.